Hello and welcome to Let's Talk About on Blaze Boy videos, where I basically take a piece of information from the world of movies that's interesting and talk about it on YouTube to you lovely people. In today's show, I'm going to talk about product placement in today's movies and whether that is a good or a bad thing. So, is product placement good or bad? Lots of big budget studio movies are littered with subtle and not so subtle product placement. On one hand, it's a great way to raise capital, but on another hand, us as the audience and the moviegoers, after paying the high admissions fees, should we be subject to advertisements throughout the movie? Well, first let's look at why a company would put an advertisement in a movie. Why would a company put X amount of millions of dollars into a movie for seconds of screen time? Well, it's really because of brand recognition and repetition. As humans, we learn generally through repetition. As babies, we learn to talk and walk through repetition, and as younger adults, we learn to drive through repetition. Most of our jobs we learn through repetition, so on and so forth. We also buy things because of repetition. We see billboards for Coca-Cola and feel thirsty. We see the McDonald's Golden Arches and feel hungry. That's because we recognise those brands with those feelings. When we watch a movie, we like to open up our senses. The majority of the time we go to a movie for escapism, to go into a new world and be wowed and awed by the screen. We want to believe what we're seeing on the movie. So when we see our idols in our vulnerable state of escapism, we begin to trust those items. So when we see an idol buying or drinking or eating products, we associate those with good feelings. That association gives those products a higher sense of brand recognition. But the question here is that fair? Well, let's have a look at some examples. Michael Bay uses a hell of a lot of product placements in his movies. Now, I'm not going to go through every single movie that's got product placements in and every single product placement. That would make this video far too long and I'd never be able to catch them all. But let's have a look at the surface. With Michael Bay, in his first Transformers movie, we can easily see HP, Porsche, Panasonic, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Apple and Xbox 360. With Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we can see Pizza Hut and Victoria's Secret. And with the Island, we can see Puma, Xbox, Budweiser, Calvin Klein, MSN Search and Nokia. Moving away from Michael Bay, let's go to Back to the Future. One of my favourite all-time movies. We can clearly see Nike, we can see Pepsi, and part of the story actually includes the fact that Calvin Klein is written on Marty's boxer shorts. If we go to iRobot, we can see that he puts on a pair of Converse, and then there are multiple references to those shoes within the movie. He also drives a futuristic Audi. The reality of it is, because of how the Audi is made and how it's made to look and it's futuristic, you could have used any symbol on the front of it, but they chose Audi. And then the final film that I'm going to use as an example is Man of Steel. We can quite clearly see Nikon, Budweiser, which Superman drinks. Why the hell would Superman drink Budweiser? Really, like it can do anything to him. IHOP, Nokia and Sears. So there are times within a movie when product placement actually serves a movie. For example, if the lead character needs to get into a car, why make a car to avoid product placement? Just use a car, just use a hire vehicle. Makes sense, right? The problem for me becomes when the shot is used to serve the product. For me, a movie should never serve a product. It should only ever serve the story. However, would we even have films like Man of Steel and Back to the Future without the funding that the producers receive from product placement? And personally, I would rather have movies like Back to the Future and Man of Steel with product placement than not have them at all. So purely, in my own personal opinion, I think we can work with product placement, but I believe, again, completely personally, that we deserve to know when a movie contains product placement. We're paying the ticket price. We deserve to know whether we're being treated as an audience member or as a piggy bank. Now, the majority of audience goers, and I'd have to say myself included, I wouldn't be bothered if I had a ticket and it says warning contains, or not even a warning, if it just said contains product placement from companies X, Y and Z. I'd be fine with that. I know the studio needs to raise the capital, so I'm happy with them doing that. I just want to be made aware that what I'm seeing on screen is an advertisement and not part of the movie. So, let's open this up for discussion. What do you think? Please comment below and tell me what your opinions of product placement. Where does it work well and where is it just straight up awful? And always, please, 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 like the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, just don't like it. And remember to subscribe to my channel for more Let's Talk About and movie review shows. There's also a lot more coming in the future. I hope to expand this channel so it contains loads of material for you guys. Also, just a quick shameless plug, I also did a Let's Talk About video on the success of Deadpool and what are its main attributes. Is it the marketing campaign or is it the R rating? If you'd like to check that video, just click here. That would be great. And as always, you've been awesome. I hope I've been awesome. And until next time, catch you later.